Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so they're getting on Kyrie and Luka for a lack of defense in the finals, particularly Luka. Not really as Kyrie as much, but they killing him in the media. And as I told you guys, I'm not covering this finals, but we're not gonna sit up here and act like we don't know that Luka's hurt. He's playing injured, man. So that's my 2 cents on that. He's playing injured, bro. Is he a good defender to begin with? No, he's a terrible defender. And that's something he's gonna have to work on. I think one of the reasons why he's injured is because he doesn't take care of his body like he should. His conditioning's not where it needs to be. Man's drinking beers. Michael Friendly had to snatch a beer out his hand. No, fam, no. Luka don't get it. He gonna have to see the correlation between stuff like that and him not being healthy in the playoffs. Because if you take better care of your body will take better care of you. But if you don't take care of your body and you think you can win on talent alone, your career is gonna end early, bro. That's what I tell Luka. Forget all this fundamentals, both defense and offense, whether he's good or really bad or something. I don't give a shit about none of that, excuse my language. If he doesn't cut the beers out and cut out all that bad eating, is he don't take care of himself. You can see it. You can see it in his body. He don't take care of himself like that. He's one of them dudes that have so much talent in basketball, it figures he runs so much on the basketball court and in practice that he don't need to do nothing else. That is not conditioning. And quite honestly, Luka Doncic is a 25-year-old dude. He's young. So I don't think he gets it yet. And I think people are too aligned with him as a superstar to tell him the truth, but they ain't helping him. He need to take better care of his body, man. I'm telling you, Luka would not like me as a teammate. He would not like me as a teammate because I wouldn't even be getting on him about no damn defense. I'd get on him about everything else. What time you going to sleep at night, bro? How much of that beer you actually drinking? Are you ordering that burger for real? Like, that's the type of stuff. He's on some Zion, but he's getting away with it. See what I'm saying? He's getting away with it. They're not getting on him like he got on Zion because he doesn't wear the heavy on him. But you can see it. He ain't taking care of himself like that. He's not. And a lot of people say, well, he's not muscle bound. He don't take care of himself like that. He's a 25-year-old kid. He should be taking care of himself better if you want to be the franchise superstar playing 40 minutes a game. You got to condition yourself better. You can't just be out here running around thinking your body is going to be able to hold up at 82 games of basketball. It's not going to work. You got to eat right. You got to take care of yourself. You got to drink water and put the beers down. He shouldn't have no beers. None. I'm telling you, man, especially if you're not Russell Westbrook-like genetically. You definitely can't have beers. You definitely can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. And until he sees the correlation between those choices and him not being 100% in these playoffs, he's going to have these problems. A lot of times athletes don't get it, man. Some athletes really do. But I grew up on guys like Derek Fisher and I grew up on guys like Shaquille O'Neal. So I had the strong contrast between the two. Those are two extremes right there. Derek Fisher, who took care of himself to the utmost, always in tip-top shape, no matter what was going on. He looked like he came out of the gym. And Shaq, who was like Luka, only worked out when it was necessary because his talent and his size was going to carry him to the promised land. And what did he end up dealing with? Injuries. Body all out of shape. He'd average 50 points if he was in shape. But he was only in shape for like 1 or 2 of those years. And even in those years, he wasn't in shape. Eating all kinds of burgers and stuff like that. It don't work, bro. It don't work. And if you're going to be an athlete that takes on so much, playing against guys like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, you see them having them problems? They don't have no problems. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are fantastically conditioned athletes. They're not playing, bro. They're not playing around with their body. And so that's my take on Luka the Don. He's going to have to change his mindset in regards to what conditioning is and how important it is for him. What nutrition is and how important it is for him. Until he does that, he gonna end up deteriorating. He gonna be like Larry Bird. career gonna end early. Because he's not conditioned properly and he's not athletically, genetically gifted. He's not. So he has to take better care of himself than he does. And anybody that's not telling him that ain't helping him. Anybody that's not having that conversation is missing the point. And there's going to be people saying, nah, that's just his body type. I don't give a shit. He needs to make it, because that's his body type, he needs to do a better job than others. That's it. That's all there is to it. He's just not built like that, B. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It sounds like a damn excuse to me. And so that's my take on him. He will get better when he takes better care of himself. He'll get better defensively and be able to move better laterally when he stops drinking beers after basketball games. Literally that, man. Literally that. So that's my take on Luka the Don, man. Get on, same energy I have for Zion Williamson. Same exact energy. And Zion seemed to have get it together. Hopefully, he's having a good offseason right now and not getting back to his old bad ways. Same thing with Anthony Davis when he first got here. He wasn't taking care of himself and it showed. And the correlation between him having them injuries and him not taking care of himself went hand in hand. And when he started taking better care of himself, he started being more durable. Simple. Unless these guys are going to figure that out, and people ain't going to tell them. The media ain't going to hit that nail on the head a lot of times unless it fits their narrative. You know what I mean? But, like, let's just be honest. They need to hear that from somebody. You need to hire a nutritionist, to hire somebody who's going to be on top of your case 24/7. And then you got to have the mindset that you're going to take care of your body to the utmost. And the better your conditioning, the better you're going to handle that schedule. As long as that schedule is the only thing that you're using in regards to your conditioning, your schedule going to kick your behind. That's it. No ifs, ands, maybes, baby. That's it. So that's what I got to say about Luka the Don. He losing these finals because his conditioning ain't where it needs to be. He's responsible for keeping everything going, not just putting up the stuff that's easy for him. Getting 30 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds. He's going to be able to do that off talent alone. But will he be able to withstand some of the punishment he's going to take? Nah, not unless he takes care of himself. That's it. That is all I have to say about that. So I expect the Boston Celtics to win championship number 18 tonight. I'm very, very unhappy about this. As you guys could probably guess, this is the worst possible thing that could possibly happen to the Los Angeles Lakers. We're having a horrible week as a franchise. Rest in peace, Jerry West. Shit don't even sound right when I say it. But, you know, it comes down to them just not having a better team than Boston, man. Boston's just a better team, bro. At the end of the day, they're just a better team. When I watch them two teams go up against each other, it's not close. And I've seen nothing from them, including Kyrie playing great, that can make it so that they beat the Boston Celtics. They're just not better. They weren't better all year long. All year long, we've known this. I tried to will it into existence that the Dallas Mavericks would find a way to win the series, but nah, Kristaps or no poor Kristaps, they ain't able to compete with this Boston Celtics basketball team, and it ain't nothing else anybody can say other than that. That's all there is to say. They can't compete. They shouldn't be there, and we knew that before the series even started. The only team that I thought could really beat the Celtics was probably the Denver Nuggets, man. And unfortunately, the Nuggets were knocked off by Minnesota, which I thought was very fortunate until now. Now I wish the Nuggets were here. How about that, right? But that's what it comes down to. Anybody but the Celtics is the motto, man. Anybody but the Celtics. I heard somebody say it's the Clippers' fault. The Clippers were never good enough to be here. Stop that bull. They were never good enough to be here. Dallas beat them outright and should have. The team wasn't better. I did pick the Clippers, but I was wrong. It's like I was wrong about a lot of different stuff in these playoffs. Clippers were not better than the Dallas Mavericks, and the Mavericks ain't better than the Celtics. And it's a damn shame, because I really, as a Laker fan, I really needed them to be. I really did. Man, we behind the Celtics again, Laker fans. How about that? They always got one up on us. Don't make no damn sense. The week Jerry West died, he lost like 7 championships to them. The week he died is going to be the same week they win another championship. I mean, if that ain't just cruelty, it's absolute cruelty, man. And what I didn't realize about them lost championships, how close they were. He was losing in game 6, game 7 by like 3 and 4 points. Like, they were all close series. Those series could have teetered either way, and they just happened to lean against him each and every time. It's a miserable thing to look back on, really. But I'm glad I wasn't around for it. I'll tell you that. I'm glad. I'm glad. Even though you love getting to the finals, you do not want nothing like that in your memory when you look back on your team. I started watching Lakers in '94. We were way past that 60s and the 50s when Bill Russell was continuing to win those series, man. So that's one of them situations where my Laker fandom grows deep, but my memories of them obviously are not as painful as those who've been fans since that time. They remember all of that. They know all of that. They were watching. And so salute to all those Laker fans that reach back that far, man. I'm afraid that was a lot of success, and it may be a lot more success than we're going to see going forward, is at least they were getting to the finals every year. I don't know that we're going to be doing that going forward the way this front office is running things. I don't see it. Tomorrow, J.J. Redick will be having his interview with the Lakers. There's so much bizarre about that circumstance. It's so much bizarre. People still want to talk about Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley went back to UConn, man. I don't think it's even important to bring him up after that. He went back somewhere I wasn't paying attention to, and I'm gonna keep on not paying attention to it. It just is what it is, buddy. If attention was what he wanted, he definitely ain't getting it there. Just telling the truth. So I think he really loved UConn. I think he really loved his situation, but put it like this, he felt he got his 10 minutes of fame as a rock star, man. When people thought you were gonna be the Laker coach, you're really relevant. They asking you about everything. Once you go back to UConn, we'll see you in March, bro. Other than what, we care about you for about a good 3 weeks out of the year. Other than that, we really don't even know who you are, brother. I heard one person say that he made a mistake not taking this Laker job. If he values the attention that he got, that was the mistake, because he ain't getting it. Now he can win 100 national championships. I don't think anybody's going to care that much. Not really, bro. Not at all. Only the people in those regions. Only the hometown hero, worshipers. That's it, bro. If you outside that New England area, bro, they ain't gonna care nothing about that. So hopefully he doesn't care anything about that, and it'll be fine for him. But we the Lakers, man. We gonna find what we need to find. Whether we're successful or not, people can't keep our names out of their mouths. Can't keep us off their mind. I was listening to Paul Pierce this morning, winning the championship with his adopted team that took him in, and even though he an LA dude, it's disgraceful hearing a man with an accent like that make fun of our team while rooting for the green guys. It just speaks to everything that's wrong with the Celtics. They had to draft a dude from Inglewood, keep him there damn near his entire career. It's just, most of them years they were trash. Most of them years they were absolute garbage. Let's make that very clear. Paul Pierce was on a bad team for a good 10 years before he even smelled a damn championship. So he can say we all he wants, but a lot of us remember that he was out there working hard like a horse, running back and forth over Lucky for nothing. We remember. Putting up all-star numbers, Hall of Fame numbers, but it wasn't winning nothing. And make that very clear. Not until Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen came to town, Rondo was drafted, he wasn't winning nothing. So I just think it's unfortunate, It's a mighty disgrace to hear him get up on there and laugh at the Lakers, make fun of us, get up on Skip's station and laugh at our situation with our coach, situation going left and all that. It's just, man, you were robbed of what's real in this world, Paul Pierce, when you come from Los Angeles, but you have to root for the Celtics. You were robbed. A demon put a curse on your life that you have to walk around that way. I tell you the truth, I feel bad for Drew Holiday too, because he is a Celtic. A LA dude with a Laker family with a Celtic ring. You contributed to the devil's work, man. I feel bad for you. I really do. You could say that it's a win when you win a championship, period, especially if you're making millions of dollars doing it. But I'm telling you, the way that I perceive my Laker fandom, there's nothing worse than being a Laker fan and helping the Celtics win a championship. It's nothing worse at all. It's about as bad as it gets. You betray your whole city. You betray everything about this area. But a lot of people root for the Clippers, so I'm sure they feel differently, man. A lot of people disgrace themselves by rooting for the Clippers out here. So, you know, Paul Pierce just in that category. But yeah, man, that's what I say there, man. I think it's a very unfortunate timeline that the Laker fans are on right now. Watching all this pan out the way it did, Laker haters are dancing around and talking. They ain't really got a whole lot to say other than try to discredit our championship when we do win them. But it is what it is, man. Reject their venom. We got our 17. We're gonna go for a few more if our front office is able to either make some better decisions or get the hell out of the way, one or the other. We'll get more. We will get more championships. We ain't done winning. But how long it's going to be between our next championship and the moment we're in, well, that's determined by how well people make decisions over the next several months, in my opinion. Because if people are trying to go down a path of swallowing a poison pill for an opportunity at a championship, they're going to soon find out that there's no championship to be found when you do that. Listen to people talk about, oh, let's go after Zach LaVine. You go after Zach LaVine, and that player is going to probably be the only one on the floor healthy at times. And then when he's not healthy, Anthony Davis and LeBron James are going to be running around with scrubs because of the Zach LaVine contract eating up a good portion of the cap. 4 more years of paying this man $40 or more million, depending on how that contract is set up. He's making $40 million this upcoming season. A lot of contracts increase as the years progress. His might be one of those. You may mess around and end up having to pay him $60 million on the last year of that contract, and people actually think that's something to want. Well, if we can get Caruso, fam, that is not worth it. If I got to throw in anything at all to get that contract, I've already lost. You understand what I'm saying? That's how bad of a contract that is. You got 4 more years on an injury-prone player, fresh off of surgery, who has never proven he can do anything in a big moment in his damn career. Ever. No big moment has he ever showed up. Look at the last time he was in a play-in tournament. Tell me what his numbers were. For those pro Zach LaVine people. What did he do in the play-in tournament 2 years ago? What were the numbers? It was bad. Like, really bad. So for those who were saying, yeah, Zach LaVine. No. That's a bad contract that you're adding to a bad situation. No. I told y'all, the only way I would welcome Zach LaVine's contract is if the Bulls unleash pick equity to attach to it. So that in me taking back a crappy contract, I'm also bringing back a future. That's the only reason I would take that thing. Otherwise, I ain't taking that. AC is a nice veteran player. I like AC. He won a championship with us. But I'm not about to overinflate who AC is with the Chicago Bulls coming off of his own injuries on his own inflated contract. You think that's something to want? You got to match $49 million, Lakers. $49 million. With Zach LaVine's contract being 40 and AC's being 9. You got to match $50 million to bring this in. Like, you think AC is going to be a Band-Aid for that horrible contract? Are you stupid? Like, that's the type of stuff I don't understand. Like, it's been reported the Lakers, if we take back AC, it's worth it. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because Zach LaVine is going to be hurt more than he's not. And you're paying him $40 million a year for the next 4 years. That dude is nowhere near worth that. He ain't worth half of that. He ain't worth half of that. And y'all think AC's value at $9 million a year is going to make that contract disappear or make it so that the blowback on that damn contract ain't horrible? You crazy? And then you got to understand, you got to give up Gabe Vincent, which is fine. We don't mind giving up Gabe Vincent. But now to match the salaries, you got to throw in Vanderbilt or Rui or Austin Man, if y'all don't get out of here with this garbage, that's all I got to say about the Zach LaVine contract. You bring that crap back and you're going to have one unhappy Laker fan, but even more so unhappy future, because you got to deal with it now. Oh, and if you think anybody's going to take it back from you, ask Chicago how it's going, getting rid of that damn thing. You got to hate yourself as a GM to bring yourself that damn contract. You got to literally hate yourself. And what's this I'm hearing about the Lakers not having scouts on hand for outer market teams? Y'all going in that blind that y'all not even sending scouts out to canvass the league throughout the season? No wonder y'all keep making mistakes. You don't have eyes everywhere. I don't know who in their right mind would run a basketball franchise without properly investing in-season scouting. What are we doing, yo? So now when I hear that the Lakers are interested in this or interested in that, I'm assuming that actually means the scouts who are supposed to be paying attention to the NCAA and overseas, who probably don't have time to be canvassing the league because they have to value that aspect of their job so they can draft properly and bring in undrafted prospects properly, or Rob Pelinka. As if he ain't got enough on his damn plate. I mean, Jeannie, why don't we have those players being scouted by our own representatives that are meant for that specific job, man? Like, what? When that report came out that the Lakers don't have scouts that are canvassing the league, that other teams have people on hand in just about every game everywhere, and we don't, that helped me understand just how far and away we are from being prepared for what it is that we actually are responsible for, front office. We're not prepared, fam. If that report has any validity at all, you are not in place to have the intel you need. You don't have the intel you need. That is very valuable intelligence that other teams have that you don't have. No wonder you're going after Zach LaVine. You don't know he ain't that guy. Like, that's the problem. Of course you're going to think some random name star player is the guy to go after. You don't have a scout following the dude. I really hope that report ain't true, man. That's so disappointing. That's unbelievably disappointing that we're not up to standard as it pertains to just simply canvassing the league for the proper talent. We don't even know who's out there. You're running blind, and you know how dangerous that is. We talked about that on this channel all the time. No, that's a guy. What did I last see him 2 years ago? He was averaging this. No, he's not averaging that no more. You got to be up to date to the damn week. And if you're not, you don't have the intel. No wonder people after Clint Capella. You don't want no damn Clint Capella. What? That's why. That's exactly why Lakers. That would explain why they went after Gabe Vincent. If they actually had a scout on Gabe Vincent, they'd know better. Like, that type of stuff is just unacceptable, man. Jeannie, you gotta hire these people. Hire people for that, please. Don't think that just because somebody has league pass that they know what the hell's going on. You need people who are studying these people in person, who are talking to people in these arenas around the league, so that you can have the intel necessary to know who's good and who's not. If you don't have that in place, you don't have what you need. So that was incredibly disappointing. I could not believe that. That I couldn't believe. It's like you do understand the correlation between investing in those things and making good investments further down the road because of it. If you don't have that information, whatever you're putting your money into is not the best place for your money. And you're none the wiser because you didn't do your homework. Homework is everything in this league. Up-to-date homework too, not hypothetical homework. Like Darvin Ham used to do and play teams like the Sixers. So hypothetically, they got Joel, so they're going to score in the paint. No, they've been shooting threes all year long. Well, they have an inside Perry player, so let's run some inside defense. But that's not how they run in basketball. That's not what they're doing. Like, that type of hypothetical preparation, it ain't going to help you. You better know what's going on, not what you think is going on based on who's there and how they play. Because that ain't how things actually work. better put a microscope on that. You better put a magnifying glass on that and see what the hell they're actually doing as opposed to what they could be doing based on the personnel. Hypothetical bull crap. That's ridiculous. They wonder why the team just beat by 44 to that team. Running his interior defense and they sagging off of their shooters and they shooting nothing but threes. Ridiculous type stuff, man. No wonder we start some of the problems that we had in this damn season, man. No wonder. You could blame Darvin Ham, but we didn't even have eyes on these teams. Going in damn blind. Anyway, man, the more reports like that come out, the less I feel confident in you guys. The front office, man, your team of people, man, I don't know what the hell is going on there. But the more and more of these reports that are revealed to us, the less and less I feel good about y'all, man. I'm really trying to hold on, but y'all killing me with some of this stuff, man. The whole botched way y'all handled Luke, Tyronn Lue, it would make me think that y'all would be handling this situation so much better. And I could argue that you're handling it worse, like literally worse. And I get it, JJ Redick is doing the finals. We gotta wait until after the finals to hire him. What has changed? What if the Celtics lose tonight, rather? The finals ain't over. You're gonna hire him anyway? If that was the logic, why the hell didn't we hire him 2 months ago? He could have still did his NBA thing. And that's another thing that needs to be said. Let me reiterate that same thought. I have seen guys get hired in the NBA and then proceed to continue doing their work on TV. I've seen it. I've literally seen it. I think Mark Jackson had a situation like that where he was hired. They congratulated him on air and he proceeded to continue doing what he needed to do. Now, I don't know if JJ's contract was specifically different. If it were, I'll give him a pass. But if it weren't, and we're just doing that for the optics, that just further reinforces my concern with this front office. Worried about optics and not about the execution of good moves that ultimately provide you the optics that make you look as good as you want to look when you're doing all this optic nonsense. That's the irony of it. If you do things the right way, you look just as good as you're trying to look. Craziness. I'm telling you, man, I'm about 5 rants away from saying let's get rid of everybody, man. I'm telling you, I'm about 5 rants away from saying let's get rid of everybody. Because I can't keep seeing these people making these type of mistakes and seeing the media hopping and skipping and dancing around us like we some clown show ass organization without thinking that this front office needs an overhaul, man. I can't keep doing that. I'm telling you guys, I can't. It's not going to be a situation where I continue to see y'all make these type of mistakes and continue to endorse keeping you in place. I can't do that. I can't do that. Rob Pelinka, man, you're going to have to make a good decision here. With the LeBron James situation, with him up in the air, maybe staying, maybe leaving, all this clutch stuff. Listen, we got to do something good in this damn draft, man. And I ain't going to sit up here and say that I'm the best draft expert. I'm not. But whatever y'all do, it cannot be bad, man. It can't equate to us not getting what's good for us. It cannot. You can't afford to muff 17. You can't afford to muff 55. You can't. And I know that they're talking about bringing in Bronny James. I get it. I understand. I do expect you to draft Bronny James. I do not appreciate us using our asset that way, but I do expect that you will do that. But 17, whatever the hell you do with 17, it can't suck. If you're going to trade it, it can't be a bad trade. If you're going to keep it, it can't be a pick that pans out poorly. It just can't. So that's what I have to say, man. I don't want no bad stuff coming out of this damn draft. The draft is a week away. Or was it next week or the week after that? 2 weeks away, I think. We gotta get it right. Because I'm telling y'all, man, if we keep on being a laughing stock and the Celtics keep on winning championships, it's gonna be hell to pay. That's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all gonna hear some of the worst rants you've ever heard from me. I'm kidding you not. It's bad enough we gotta survive the night tonight with these idiots having a chance to win a damn championship. Should never happen, man. That should never happen. Not without us being on the other end of it, keeping it from happening. We knew Dallas wasn't good enough to beat them. We knew it deep down on this channel. I knew it when I was telling y'all Dallas in 7, that Dallas probably wasn't going to do it. Because at the end of the day, a team like the Celtics, an organization like the Celtics, has won so many championships, so they kind of know what they're doing when they get to these situations. They kind of know what they're doing. They're kind of lucky, even when they don't necessarily have the greatest team. They wouldn't have 18 if they weren't good at what they do. If things didn't just kind of work out for them a lot of the time. Them hosting a trophy is a black eye on the Los Angeles Lakers organization. Period. Paul Pierce getting on national television laughing at us is a black eye on the organization. And because y'all wanted to step on the Celtics, which I didn't disagree with, you also got turned down and made a fool of by Dan Hurley the week the Celtics are going to probably win the championship. The week Jerry West passed away, it's going to be all of this happening in the same flurry, man. You're like damn fools. And I'm going to tell y'all something that I would not be surprised with, that I think a lot of people would be surprised with. I would not be surprised if J.J. Redick turns down a Laker job or asks for some significantly higher wage than what it is that we're going to pay him. It wouldn't shock me, man. I probably would. Seeing as y'all don't really have the leverage and time is running out on this draft, and we know how much your optics matter to you, Lakers. We know how much them optics matter to you, Genie. So if J.J. Redick starts asking for $14 or $15 million a year, I wouldn't be surprised. Especially if James Borrego goes off to Cleveland. Now y'all really in trouble. So that's what I got to say, man. To say I'm disappointed is ridiculous. It's one of the worst weeks ever being a Laker fan. Bottom 10 for sure. When you look at all that's going wrong this week. So that's what I got to say, man. That's pretty much it. My name is BDF44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.